Thanks to EA for sponsoring this video. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. In this video, I'm building a kids camp using the brand new Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack. I was lucky enough to get invited to the early access, so I have some amazing early access content ready for you, and I thought it would be fun to kick this off by working on a big kids camp. We got a new lot type, it's called Custom Venue, and it can be used for pretty much anything, but I wanted to work on a fun summer camp. There is one in the world which is pre-made, but I wanted to create my own one, and I built this on a 64x64 lot. Before we continue, remember to use code EMERALD when shopping Sims 4 packs to support me and my channel. Add a pack to your cart, enter EMERALD, and apply the code. You can also use my code for the upcoming Adventure Awaits expansion pack. Thank you so much for your support. The pre-made summer camp in this world, the kids camp, is on a waterfront lot because we got two amazing new waterfront lots in this pack, which makes me so happy. You know how much I love Solani because of the waterfront lots especially, and I was so excited to see that we got new ones, but I still wanted to build the summer camp on a regular 64x64 lot, even though the original one is located on a waterfront lot. The reason is that I wanted to create my very own landscape. I didn't want to use the sea as a main part of the build. Instead, I wanted to kind of create my own one, or at least a fun lake. You can here see that I built a section in the center where I placed a room and a floor piece on top, and I created the shape. And all the rocks you can here see are part of the Adventure Awaits pack. They are in debug and live edit. This build generally only consists out of the Sims 4 base game and Adventure Awaits. No other packs were used, no mods, no CC, nothing, not even tools. So this is really just a pure base game and Adventure Awaits build. And I just used all these rocks to create this custom landscape. And my idea was to have this little bridge, which you can here see in the front. I also built this by using a room, a floor piece on top, and then I kind of have a floating floor piece and I lowered it. I added some fences and stuff, and you can see these big pillars. These are also from debug, and I then lowered the terrain because I wanted this area to be a lake, and this was kind of my initial idea, but I then thought, okay, I'm just going to turn this into some type of water park almost, but it's a kids camp, and I feel like this is the kind of the centerpiece of this lot. I'm going to include anything required for a kids camp. There will be different little buildings where the Sims can sleep in and everything, but I just wanted this to be the eye catcher. And you can see that I've used these debug rocks inside the pool. This way I was able to move them into the correct area, and it can be tricky to really place them where you want them. And I'm going to make some changes to this because you might have spotted this in the beginning. I'm going to use a debug rock which kind of looks like an arch or a bridge, and I'm going to use it to create a hole in the center, and the Sims will be able to access this area and use a water slide, because we also got some water slides, also some playground equipment as you can here see. I'm going to make some changes to this because at first I wanted to have a playground area right there, but later I'm going to change this to the rock arch I just talked about because I thought it would be way cooler to really turn this into some type of water park feature, even though it's a kids camp. I'm also going to work on a water park because this is like so cool, but I just wanted to have this amazing area. I feel like it's one of the coolest part. Summer, it's kids camp, you just want to take a swim, and I just thought, okay, it would be so cool to have this very fun area. I then started to work on the main building, which is located in the center on the room which I had created in the beginning. It's kind of towering over the whole build, and this is going to be kind of the community area where the Sims can grab some food, breakfast, where they can gather. I also included some public bathrooms in there so the Sims can go there, take a shower or whatever, but I'm also going to include bathrooms inside the little huts, buildings, whatever, the little cabins I built for the Sims, for the kids to stay in. in because I thought it would be more manageable if the Sims don't have to walk all the way up to this building, but I still wanted this to have the vibe of a proper summer camp, and I just feel like having a big bathroom for everyone where everything's kind of separated, the different showers and stuff would make it more realistic. So I still wanted to include this, and I decorated this using so many debug objects, and I just wanted this to look really fun and, I mean, not really realistic because it's super over the top, but you know that I love to create these types of buildings. There's just so much going on, but I just love the new items. And I also used the terrain tools. As you can here see, I had built the main building on a room, so it's elevated, and I then wanted to incorporate terrain tools to elevate the rest of the build because I wanted to have some of the cabins, the little buildings for the kids, to be also on an elevation, because I felt like otherwise the building in the center would stand out so much, and I didn't really want that. I wanted everything to be on one level, even though the building in the center is still like towering over the whole lot. I just wanted everything to look balanced, so I started to work on these little A-frame buildings, cabins, and I used a lot of the new windows. It's like so cute. I love the items. I feel like this pack opens up so many possibilities. You could create so many different things. I feel like when you look at the individual build by items, there aren't as many new items as in some other packs, like no new kitchen, for example. But when you like think of the whole pack, the beautiful world and other possibilities, it kind of makes up for that, and you can definitely be creative with this and create all kinds of different things. Also for gameplay, I'm really excited about that. I'm especially excited about the water slides. You know, I've created a water park in the past, and this wasn't really functional back then. I mean, I turned it into a public swimming pool, so it served a purpose, but the slides weren't functional at all. I used these tunnels from Cats and Dogs and rotated them using tool back then just for decorative purposes, and I'm just so happy that we got the diving board and the slides. There's like so much. Also the playground equipment, which I used in different areas, and I strategically placed the playground equipment in different areas because I wanted the Sims to kind of stumble upon it everywhere. So it's like literally a little adventure waiting them in every little corner, and I just really scattered all these different items all over the lot. I then used terrain paint to connect everything. I had built the bridge in the beginning, which is connecting the front to the left and right, and at this point I'm just using terrain paint to create a path. In some areas my initial plan was to really just have a path, but I then started to fill in bigger areas because it just made sense. There's like this area for archery, for example, and I just wanted to fill it out. Here you can see how I've placed a little bit of playground equipment, and I love that the playground equipment is modular, so you could create gigantic playgrounds. You could basically create a maze made out of playground equipment, which is endless. You could do some really fun stuff with this, and I love this because you can really create whatever you want to create with this. You could create a little, just a small thing for a small suburban home, or you could create something over the top for a big mansion, or something for a playground lot, and I really love this. Here I'm working on another cabin, and you can see that I'm using spandrels and pillars. These are both from the new pack, and these kind of annoyed me, which has nothing to do with the pack at all. It's just spandrels don't like me, and I'm always annoyed by them, so it's kind of mutual. I always have some issues, like when I'm moving a build, as I just did. They stay in place and then they just don't do what I want them to do. That's just like a me issue. It has nothing to do with the pack, but I really use spandrels in a lot of different areas. And here I'm furnishing the main building. I'm using this area here to have a little kitchen, and I just made it very open. I removed the floors in between the different levels to have one big open building. There's only one area which you just saw. There are like stairs leading up to it, which is like a little inside balcony area where you could sit. I just wanted this to be very open, to have this cabin type of feel. I also didn't want to have like all these little rooms and levels. I thought it would make sense for summer camp. It would just make more sense to have this open space and a big fireplace, so that's what I did. And I really wanted this to look rustic. I used items from the new pack, and you can see that these items look gorgeous. They're perfect for this type of style. I've built so many big cabins in Granite Falls, which is the world which is a part of Auto Retreat. And you know that it's one of my favorite styles to build in. So I felt instantly inspired when I started to work on these builds because it's just totally my style. I think I have two main styles. One is just big mansions in general, especially modern or regal mansions. And the second one is just building a cabin in Granite Falls. These are like my two styles and my two modes, and I just totally went into building a cabin mode here, and I had the best time. Here I'm finishing one of the smaller cabins, which is for the kids to stay in, and I also included a small bathroom. And this video is slowly coming to an end. This was my summer camp for kids in The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits Early Access. I had a lot of fun creating this. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you will enjoy this build once it's up in the gallery, which will happen once the pack is out for everyone. I'm adding lots of screenshots so you can see what I built there, and you can see all the details and all the different little cabins and stuff. I hope you liked this. Let me know your thoughts, please, in the comments, and also let me know if you went to kids camp as a kid and what was the experience like. I would love to hear that. I hope you are doing also well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.